Hello, my beautiful cookie crew. How are you guys doing today? Was that too much energy? I'm feeling tired, so is this one of those my tired energy is kicking in and all of a sudden I'm all excited? Don't worry, I'm sure the video will calm right down. Don't expect this level of energy the whole video. Just sucking on my nuts over here and enjoying the day. Chocolate almonds. Chocolate almonds. I'm eating chocolate covered almonds. You guys always have to go there, don't you? Unbelievable. We're in the Smilkameen Valley. It's 3 p.m. Oh, the sun's gonna set soon. Sunset is... No, days are getting longer now. Sunset is 4 something, 4:20-ish. We should be good. We should be good. Yeah, it's plus 2 degrees. The roads are dry. If I had thought of it when I set up the cameras, I would have put one camera on the roof. But when I set the cameras up, the roads were still soaking wet. I just finished recording a regular video that you guys can see like in 2 weeks from now. So I've just left the cameras as they are and continued recording. The windshield's starting to get a little dirty. Let's clean it off a bit. Is that better? Alright, Mr. Pickup. Zoom by you. Not very often I get to pass a car on this highway. Toyota Tacoma crew cab. I drive a Tacoma. But ours is not a crew cab. Just extended cab with those little hard little seats that fold down. One of those, if someone needs a ride in an emergency, you can fit 2 people back there. But you don't really want to go for a long drive back there. It would be very uncomfortable. So I did a little quick pay raise video coming out. It'll be, what was it going to be, this weekend or next weekend? Probably next weekend. I think I'll release a short little video on a Sunday, and then the full video of exactly that video on a Monday. I would like to know what you guys think of that editing style, making a really short video out of a long full video. So if you guys can keep that in mind for next weekend, maybe it'll be this weekend. No, it'll be next weekend. Who knows? I might have forgotten by next weekend. If I remember, I'll remind you next weekend. Basically, I just talk about the pay raise that Sutco gave us and how much I get paid now, and cut it into a whole bunch of short little clips and just jump cut the heck out of it. It's pretty aggressive editing for me. For some of the other videos I see on YouTube, it's completely normal, but it's a little aggressive for me. But just figure, what would you guys think of that? Most likely you guys are here for the long format video, and that's why you guys are members. Don't worry, these videos are never going away. I like the long format videos. Yes, some videos are now not a full hour anymore, but I felt sometimes that's holding me back. I'm kind of constraining myself to exactly an hour. More if the story that we're telling or the drive of that day, if I feel like 30 minutes, it'll be 30 minutes. If it's going to be an hour and 20 minutes, as long as that's part of the story, then the video will be an hour and 20 minutes. Be a little bit more flexible on that. I think that's made me a little more freeing. It's like, it makes sense to end this video right after this town, or right after this truck, or brake check, or something like that. So I'm going to do that, continue doing that. I'm not going to commit to an hour anymore, but a lot of the videos are still going to be, people have complained that they're too long, but I'm sure most of you guys are members because you guys like the long videos. So I have a feeling you guys are not going to like the jump cut videos, but kind of keep an open mind. Is that an okay video for like a different channel? Maybe for the 16 people that are subscribed to my different channel have already seen a couple of those cut edited videos. Here's the thing. This video I'm shooting right now is going to take me about 20 minutes to edit. If I do a 55-minute video, it'll take about 20 minutes for me to edit. Just switching the different cameras back and forth and trying to get the best shot. It's very quick editing. Meanwhile, those really short videos that are like 13 minutes long took like 3-4 hours to edit. So the shorter the video, the harder it is to make those. So if I were to make a lot more short videos for the other channel, I would need a lot more time to edit. I don't know how some of these other truckers do it. Maybe they spend the whole weekend editing video, I don't know. Well, they might also not work as many hours as I do. Like, I often work 65 hours a week. In fact, this week I'm a little concerned I'm going to run out of hours. So as we get to the end of the week, today's Wednesday for me, but as we get to the end of the week, I'm going to have to keep an eye out on how many hours I have left and what kind of runs my boss is giving me to make sure I have time to get back home. I should probably sit down and do the math to see how many hours I have left to do Tuesday and Wednesday. See how many hours I have for the next 2 days. So if the boss gives me a run and I go, hey, this doesn't make sense, I don't think I can make it home, then I can just call and say, hey, I'm not willing to do this, I want to get home for the weekend. Or I'm willing to do this under certain circumstances. If I'm not going to be home for the weekend, which I'm actually fine with not being home for the weekend. If I'm not going to be home for the weekend, I better be not at home in Manitoba or Texas. If I'm not home for the weekend and I'm only a few hours away from home, that doesn't sit well with me. That's just poor planning. That rarely happens. In fact, the only time I can remember is when I had to stay in Creston for the weekend. And that was because of a couple of snowstorms. It really shut down roads and stuff like that. We just didn't have the hours to get back home. And Creston is quite far away from home. What, 5-6 hours away from home? A little bit of blue sky. I haven't had any blue sky this week yet, so. And the forecast is calling for a lot of rain. 2 inches tonight in Vancouver area. Yikes. It's probably going to mean a lot of snow on the passes. So, luckily we're just coming into Headley now and then into Princeton, and then we do all our climbing up the mountains. And once we're in Manning Park, we're through the worst of it, and then it'll all be downhill to warmer and warmer weather again. So I think I'll get through all that before everything freezes over, so it'll be a good day. Looks like we're catching up with an ambulance. What was it, 2 weeks ago or so? We had an ambulance, and I said there's no patient in that ambulance because the lights aren't on. Somebody stated that in some places that ambulance is just doing transfers from like a hospital to another hospital or something like that. They do have patients in the back without lights on. When I took my EMR training and became a paramedic in Manitoba, the rule there was if there's a patient in the back, the lights are on. Even if you're driving at speed limit, doing a transfer. But that was many years ago. I never became a paramedic, I just got my certification. I've never done the job, just to clarify. I've gone to school and done the training, never done the job. The reason why we did the training, I was the safety, I guess I was the leader of the safety team on our fire hall. I used to be a firefighter, and we brought it up at our meetings that it would be a good idea to have all the firefighters trained as paramedics. So that's what we did. We took 3 or 4 firefighters every year and did training, and we got the whole fire department to be paramedics. And the reason for that was we lived in a small town far enough away from an ambulance that it took some time for an ambulance to show up. Us as firefighters would always show up way before the ambulance would. And those 10, 15, 20 minutes could be the difference between someone living and not making it. So because we were all trained paramedics on the fire department, I think we saved quite a few lives. I know in the US a lot of places paramedic and fire department is actually one department. That's not the case here in Canada. But I'll be completely honest, I couldn't hack it. I could not hack being a firefighter. If I had stayed in Manitoba, I would have probably stayed a firefighter a lot longer than I did. But when I moved from Manitoba to here, I decided not to join a local fire department. It takes a special person to be able to handle that amount of blood and death. Every day when you're going out, you're going to somebody's worst nightmare. Whoa. Whoa. I'm not sure why you had to cut in this lane. The guy's all the way off the road, but it's not a good place to park even where he is. I don't know how we got sidetracked. Oh yeah, Amethyst lights on. Right. I think I finished that story. Yeah, so I still haven't spent the night without the truck idling. They fixed the truck up last weekend, or by last week, so I've been driving all week this week. Excuse me. But I picked up the truck from the shop on Friday afternoon, parked it, and then on Sunday evening when I wanted to leave, you guys gonna make it there? Good? Good? Sunday evening when I wanted to leave, I got to the truck and burn, wouldn't start up. So I'm like, now, were the batteries just not charged enough in the shop? Or are my batteries still a problem? So I don't know the answer to that. And every night has gone below freezing, so I'm not really in the mood to find out that my batteries are garbage. They might be fine, but I'm not in the mood to find out my batteries are garbage, turn the engine off, and then put the bunk heat on, and then in the middle of the night wake up cold again. It's not minus 25. I'd be fine at minus 2 or 3. It'd still be cold, uncomfortable, not a good scenario. But I'd also not be able to start the truck in the morning. Then I have to call a tow truck and get a boost and all that again. I thought about turning it off. The night before last, when I parked close to our home office in Salmo, but then I'm like, I've got an appointment to deliver a load at 7 a.m. I would miss that appointment. I'm like, no, I'll just leave it running. So this Friday, whenever I get home, if I get home early enough, I will just, when I get home, stop the truck, turn the bunk heat on as if I went to bed, and then just come back 9 hours later and see if everything's still running and if the truck starts up. If the bunk heat's still going after 9 hours and the truck starts up with no problem, then I'll start shutting the engine off overnight. If not, we'll keep idling the truck. We'll put in a new ticket to the maintenance team and go, hey, just tested the battery, still not holding a charge, still have to boost the truck every weekend. Perhaps look into replacing every battery. Most likely they'll replace one battery, and then it'll be a little bit better for a little bit, and then they'll replace another battery instead of just replacing all 4 batteries, I think there's 4 batteries in this thing. as a guy that's worked with a battery guy before, the battery guys always say, just replace all of them. You're going to save yourself so much money over the long run. Just replace all of them, because a dead battery can be very stressful to a new battery, making the new battery's life shorter. If one of your batteries is not passing the test, but all the other three still barely are, just replace all four. So we'll see. I'll test it out this weekend and then we'll go from there. That's loud. Turn the VHF radio down. Getting into a little more snow here. It's still plus 2 degrees Celsius here, but definitely getting into some more snow along the Snilkameen River. Definitely starting to feel dark over here as soon as we drive into the narrow section of the valley. The sun has set a long time ago in this part. I think I'd be a fan of the bigger, wider, open valleys for that reason, to get a little more sun. These narrow valleys are beautiful, but I think I would like... Sun seems good. I like sun. That was Bromley Rock Park. I don't know why it's called Bromley Rock, but there's a big rock in the middle of the river there, and it forces the river to do some funny little turns there that are unique. see people swimming in there in the summer all the time, which is crazy. River water is so cold compared to lake water. I know Osoyoos Lake is really nice and warm in the summer. Excuse me. Opens up a little more here as we start coming towards Princeton. It's kind of beautiful there with the blue sky and a little bit of clouds in the background. Excuse me. Kind of a little bit of a valley there. I've never driven down that valley. There is a little road, a Forest Service road that goes down there. Huh. I guess we're gonna have to go down that valley. A little bit more sun this way. Might even be getting some sunshine. Seeing a lot of empty trucks coming this way. That's not a good sign. I wonder if I'm going to get a load back out of Vancouver. Guess we'll wait and see. That's beautiful. I love this. Opens up like this. Beautiful snow on the fields. farmers like all this snow too. That means they're going to have some nice green grass for their cattle next year. There's a Sutco chip truck. Yeah, I'm glad I'm hitting this before it starts raining. Not really particularly looking forward to running these highways the next 2 days if it's going to be raining that much. But at least today we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I was, as you guys know, as I read all the comments, I was just reading through all the comments, noticing more and more commenters that don't have as positive and happy crew as we have over here, so. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. Because that means YouTube is starting to show my videos to people that don't think exactly like us. And I'm leaving comments up, and commenters that are negative comments, as long as they're not picking on a particular person or saying mean things about a particular person, as long as they're aimed at me and the videos or life in general, I'm just leaving the negative comments in there unless they're particularly offensive or something. So that's why I'm not deleting those. If you say anything negative about Jess, you're getting shadow banned right there and then. If you say something negative about other commenters, you're getting shadow banned. Having said that, nobody stays on the ban list forever. Every now and then, sometimes it's a couple of weeks, every couple of weeks, sometimes it's every couple of months. I go through all the ban lists and just delete everything. And sometimes I'm just shadow banning a new person, or the same person I've banned before, but I don't want to punish somebody indefinitely just because they said something dumb and offensive once. I think today we're too quick to whole cancel culture. We're too quick to delete someone just because they did one bad thing. It's like, we're human. We're gonna screw up. And I know eventually I'm gonna say something that offends 90% of the subscribers and I'll get canceled. I think that's part of life these days. But till then, we'll keep making these videos. Once that happens, well, then we'll have to make a decision then. Because I know I don't fit into a mold that the modern world wants us to fit into. Definitely not a follower. Not really a leader either. Just kind of a solo person that likes to go on his own, my own path, my own trail. I like to walk the trail where nobody else has walked. Like, what's that statement? If all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump off as well? And the answer is no, I would have been the first one to jump. I like to do my own thing. I like to be the first and stuff. So if you guys see those negative comments in there, just ignore them, move along. It's what I'm doing. If you found something particularly offensive that I didn't notice, that I missed, or I didn't, because sometimes I'll read the comment, but I don't realize that what the intention of the comment is. Because Jess has gone, they mean that, right? I'm like, oh, is that what they mean? No, I did not realize that's what they meant. That was an underhanded, okay, yeah, let's get rid of that then. I didn't realize that was. So if I missed something, feel free to let me know. Do it privately if you can. Send me a message on Facebook. I've got my Facebook down below. That way we can do it drama-free. Because same with our live streams on the gaming channel. We used to have people make a big drama out of something. It's like, hey, I know I was following this one guy gaming channel I was following, and anytime somebody would come in and say something offensive, he'd make this big deal about it. It's like, no, just ignore the comment, ban them, move on. Don't. The reason why people say those negative things is to get the attention. So that's why I would rather have a private message to me in Messenger than making something dramatic in the live stream or on the comment section. I mean, for me, monetarily, it would be a better decision to have all sorts of junk in the comment section and say things that are super controversial, because then my YouTube channel would do great. People like controversy, but we want to chill, just relax, have fun. And yes, that's probably not the easiest way to make a living, but it's kind of what I'm trying to do. Make relaxing videos and scenic videos and try to make a living off of it. I talk about this in a future video. I got a job offer today. To me, it's hilarious. They picked the wrong tree to bark up. They thought I would make a good candidate for their opening they have. I haven't responded to them yet. I'll email them back and just say, I appreciate your interest, but I'm not the candidate you're looking for. Basically, my average pay would go down $10 an hour, and I would work 20 hours less a week. You're not selling me. You're not selling me. That type of job would be perfect for a newcomer to the trucking industry and just wants some experience. Or somebody that's ready to retire and only wants to work 4 days a week and works, or at least partially retire and take 3 days off on weekends. Meanwhile, I do want to do that. I want to work less, but I'm not there yet. And then the biggest downside to that job would be doing the exact same run over and over and over. They're based out of Kelowna. So, no thank you. I guess if I hated my boss, I would probably consider something like that, but even then, I would just...
Oil, comfort head down.
There's other jobs out there that pay more. that's a boring section of the highway that I never shoot, so I finally shot it again. It's not really that boring, is it? Between Headley and Princeton, for some reason I can never, most of the time it's in the dark though, that section of the highway, but I can never feel like that's the beautiful section of the highway. So yeah, you guys got
oil, copper gauge down.
You guys got the boring section. So those callouts are trucks driving up to the copper mine on the other side of the valley. Just before we came into Princeton, there's a turnoff, and all the mining trucks that bring, I honestly don't know what they bring, copper from Copper Mountain. They bring it down to Vancouver area, or Lower Mainland anyway. Truck after truck after truck. They call out every single kilometer. As you go up the highway, or up, yeah.
Oil, copper 7 down.
Copper 7 down. So he's got 7 kilometers to get to Highway 3. So every kilometer there's a yellow placard stating what the kilometer marker, and they call the kilometer marker as they drive up and down, because a good chunk of that road is single lane. So if all of a sudden there's somebody oncoming, you have to time it out to use pullouts to pass each other. So if you're heading down the mountain, you're like coming down copper 7, or mile marker or kilometer marker 7. So copper down 7, copper down 6, copper down 5. If you're going up, you're doing the opposite. Copper up 5, copper up 6.
Oil, copper 6 down.
So copper 6 down. So it's coming down the mountain. Most logging roads have exactly the same rule, but they're usually on a different channel. You know what? There's still lots of snow on that lane. I'm just gonna run this lane. There's nobody behind us. Let's run the better lane. In fact, it's company policy to run the better lane.
Oil, copper 5 down.
Copper 5 down. It's almost all the way down. Now we want to be in this lane. There's compact snow in that one. Well, that might not be compact snow, that's just wet. Trucks like that one. It's a dump truck with hauling a 3-axle trailer dump truck. They all go up to the copper mine up there and pick up material and bring it down to the Lower Mainland. You know what? I'm just going to run the middle of the highway. I'll just run wherever. I'll just keep an eye on my mirror, make sure nobody's coming up behind us. Run the best track. Some beautiful clouds. Enjoy the blue sky while we can.
Oil, copper 4 down.
Getting a little scratchy there. We're going the opposite direction as he is, as he's coming down the mountain. 80 kilometers. A cool little switchback here. There used to be a lot more of these on this road, but they've kind of straightened and stretched out the road and made it easier to drive, but took away some of the beautiful roads. There's another dump truck going up there. He had a bit of a bigger trailer. Down. Yeah, the reason why they're straightening and stretching out the highway there, this highway is so bad on eating up cars and trucks. Like you always see on these corners, big rigs and cars always smashed up and in the ditch, and every winter a couple of big rigs lose their load, dumped over upside down in the ditch. It's a fairly dangerous highway, very unforgiving. If you're a rookie on this highway, take your time. If you're a first time flatlander on this highway, take your time. Don't be in a rush on this highway. Not going to work out. A huge white wall kind of to the left there. I don't know if you guys will kind of see it through the trees there. That is a retaining wall for the all the sludge from the mine. And the name of those things completely slipped my mind. Tailings pond. Tailings pond. It's more like a tailings lake up there. If that dam ever broke, it would be very, very bad for anything downstream. It's all the toxic junk gets stored up there and water evaporated out of it. So it's not like a lake that deep. So if that dam were to break, it's not as if it's holding back that much water. The dam just slowly gets taller and taller and taller because you spread out all the muck and let it dry out and water evaporate into the air, and then it all gets moved around and just basically slowly filling up with toxic stuff, that if ever that dam were to break, that toxic stuff would all wash down like a mudslide. It would still be tremendously bad for the environment. Couldn't hear what number he was. But he's got to be near the bottom. That was probably 1 or 0. This is Mine Hill. Thanks to the copper mine, it's called Mine Hill. Before the mine was here, this road actually took a different route. mine had to rebuild the road differently, and I don't remember how many years ago this is. This is an old part of the mine that's not used anymore. -2. We'll put our lockers on just in case. Just in case there's some black ice hidden in here. I really don't feel like spinning up. Aren't those just beautiful clouds today? I'm enjoying the blue sky. I haven't seen it all week so far. And it sounds like this will be the only day we get some blue skies, so definitely enjoying it. As soon as we get to the top of Mine Hill, I'll call it a day. Enjoy the rest of the drive to Lower Mainland. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend. Now within the next half hour it's going to get dark. How much further do I have to go? I have 3.5 hours, so it'll be about 3 hours of driving in the dark still. Snow cloud coming down. So far it seems good. It's -3 now, but we're right at the top here. Yeah, another day of sun and these roads would be completely dry. But unfortunately the forecast isn't going that direction. Brake check on the other side. Super B tarp load in there. It's a Sutco Super B. A Sutco Super B. That's probably a Timbermart load. Always throws me off when you see a white Sutco like that, but I think Sutco has 3 of those white trucks. The low roof Peterbilts.
How's it going, Juan?
It's going well. How are you? Is that a timber mart load?
Yeah.
Where is that headed?
Heading to Castle and Marwood.
Oh yeah, that's a fun run. So you're dropping half the load in Caslow, and then the rest of the run will be nice and light.
Pretty much all the Castle and like 5 things on English Marwood.
Might want to ask if you could drop the rear trailer in Salmo.
Yeah, maybe. Sounds like a good idea.
As long as they don't have you loading at Elkford or something like that. In that case, you got to drag the trailer with you.
Exactly. Hey, where are you coming from?
I loaded KMT.
How was the way here?
Really good all the way. Paulson was really slippery last night, so that might be slippery for you when you get there.
Thanks, that's pretty much how you see the rest of the way to go.
All right, awesome. You're getting crackly here, so have a great day.
No, because
Couldn't understand what he said there. Run this lane here again. Okay, so I was about to end the video, but the other Sutka driver interrupted. How rude. Anyway, I am out of here. You guys rock.